Jim Reese against the AMPM Rocket of Dale Boucher. Four-wheel crazy Rob Morris in the Ford from Texas against First Blood. And there it is, Jerry. Barefoot and Taurus pair in the first round in a battle for the World Championship.
Coming up, mud racing to the Grand Slam shootout. Stay with us. Tonight's event brought to you in part by Kicker. High-performance speakers by Stillwater Designs.
And as Tina Kelly, Motorsports' only female event director, sets up the timing lights, we go into super modified mud racing. And folks, this isn't three-time world champ Tom Martin. It's the new driver of the Mud Patrol, Paul SHAFER, in his first run ever.
Oh, did you see that?
What a way to start a super modified mud racing career. Paul SHAFER taking over the reins of the three-time world champ's car. Huge power stand and tears the finish line. Paul's at the 80-foot mark right off in the fuel inject. I like the hands in the air there. The fuel injected nitrous machine at 1.94 seconds will be disqualified Tom Marsh out of Ohio in the intruder.
Oh, and he has a problem.
And you can see, Jerry, just before that machine stopped, it looked like either the transmission or the front drive wheels weren't getting power. Watch the front wheels as he leaves the line. Yeah, they just stopped dead. That was a transmission problem. Tough break for the Ohioan. 80-foot distance here, Jerry, with Ken Crum out of Kansas City in the Wild Thing. This is always an outrageous piece.
It is rear-engine dragster type, Wild Thing. Oh, good launch.
Man, we've got a fast pit now. It looked like the engine shut down just before the finish line. We'll have to wait and see what happens. Look at the left front wheels and right front wheel, for that matter, up in the air. He tries to steer it away from the outer boundary. Then he's looking around, wondering why the engine shut off. That may have been a kill switch problem. We'll have to wait from the word from Tina Kelly, our event director, to find out whether or not he will receive a rerun.
Here's the instant tee, Chad Miller. Uh-oh.
Now, that's a clutch problem there, Jerry. That's a clutch going away before he ever leaves the line.
Spectacular run. All right, Chad Miller, let's see the time now on Chad. Chad Miller with an unbelievable run. You can see that clutch going away. Still a time of 2:03 on the instant tee, Chad Miller.
Jerry, I need you to got Chad Miller down here on the floor. And Chad, by 100th of a second now, you end up second place. And it wasn't like you shut off just before the finish line, about 3 feet. Is that what you had planned?
No, my clutch is having a little problem with it, and it wasn't locking up there at the end of the track, and the motor is really skyrocketing, and I just naturally shut her off early because of that.
But the traction is there.
Oh, yeah, it's a real hooking track.
Well, maybe it'll hold for the shootout. Good luck, guys.
I hope so. Thank you.
Well, here's the fastest machine here this weekend. Jim Weber with the American-made. Jim is from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Earlier turning in a time of 1.72 seconds. Wow! I thought he was going to go out, but he did not. He kept it inbound. Let's take another look now. Jim Weber from Milwaukee comes off the line. He drifts over to the left side of the track. Does not hit the finish line. He stays in with a 1.955.
Well, Jim Weber is down here on the sidelines. And Jim, a 195. There's a lot of tire spin out there, but you actually drove it against the brakes down at the finish line. Is that what you wanted to do?
Yes, I did.
Well, it worked because you stopped at plenty of time, but it was under power at the finish line.
It was under power at finish line, and I tried to be conservative to get into F4 tonight.
I think that 195, the way the starting line is, might hold for the shootout.
I hope so.
We'll see.
Okay, thanks, Bret.
Well, we have received word that the problem on Ken Crum's machine was a kill switch, so he will get another run. Remember, it's 80 feet to start and 80 feet to stop.
Completely sideways, and Ken Crum manages to get it stopped inbounds. You know, George, we have not seen a single driver yet come close to that disqualification line. These guys have to stop within 80 feet after going through this 80-foot mud pit. But right now, it seems like the biggest chore is just getting to the finish line.
That's true, but look how wet that finish line is getting.
Yeah, it's very, very wet. You're right. Here's a team that's had more problems than probably any other this year, but they're still ranked in the top 8 in the World Championship. Ron Smith from Michigan in the supercharged 1948 Fiat.
Great run. and he gets it stopped.
That's the first driver we've seen go very far into the shutdown area, but this is always a wild ride. Supercharged, fuel-injected Chevrolet and a Fiat Topolino. Rough ride, 2.12 seconds. And also, Jerry, we haven't seen anybody yet come near that new national lap time record of 1.72 seconds set during preliminaries by the American-made entry.
Well, here's a crowd favorite. Michigan Off-Road, Mark Waitros in a Ford Thunderbird. Wow! Oh! And he just about hit the disqualification line. Look how close that is. All right, here's the rerun now. Mark Waitros, a great run. He slides. Can he stop? Oh, is that close? Look how close. 4 inches from the mark. 4 inches from the mark. Mark Waitros gets it stopped, and he does not get disqualified. Bret's got him down on the floor.
Down here with us is Mark Waitros. You pulled that one perfectly, buddy. 193. That's number 1, and you stopped it within 3 inches down here.
Trying our best, man. Just getting at it.
That was as close as it's going to get. Is that 193 going to hold up against Martin?
Yeah, I think it will.
We'll see.
Yep, we'll be back.
Got the Ford number 1, though. Tom Martin is on the line, Jerry, the brand new Super Trooper. This is the 3-time world champion, the man who already wrapped up this year's world title.
Tom Martin, the Super Trooper. Brand new machine. Very similar to the Mud Patrol that he won the 1990 championship in. Let's take a look now. There's a Super Trooper, pulls to the line. Remember now, that finish line is getting very, very wet. It's going to be very difficult to stop this high-powered machine. Let's take a look now as Tom Martin rolls to the line, rolls into the staging lights. Good shot there as Tom Martin readies himself to launch off the line. Good run. Oh! It looks like he's going to be disqualified. Looks like he hit that line. Chris Wallace officiating at the finish line. Says it's a little bit too close. Let's take another look now. Tom Martin comes off the line. A good straight run. Trying to avoid those ruts in there. Locks up the brakes, slides it, and just barely hits the disqualification line. Bret, can you get a word from him?
Oh, Tom, it's a tough break for not only you, but also Paul Schaefer, your new driver. You go out by 4 inches, and he goes into a wheel stand.
Yeah, it's a tough break, but you know these cars are fast, and we're going to be tough next year.
By the way, the car went 193. It would have been good enough for number 1.
Yeah, that makes it worse, but hey, this is a test run for us this weekend, and you know we're going to be there for next year.
We'll see you next year, guy.
Tom Martin, 1990 World Point Champion. Well, coming up next, the Mystic Warrior, Preston Ward. Rolling to the line. Strong running machine. Preston Ward. Looks like he shut it off just a tad early.
Well, actually, Jerry, I think we saw some steam off the exhaust headers there, but I think we also saw some engine smoke. You got to remember, this Pennsylvania team is the highest-ranked Ford-powered machine in the sport. They were coming into this event, I believe, in the number 3 position, and they did burn a piston with their nitrous oxide system in preliminaries and qualifying for this event. Preston was worried about that.
The Insanity, Jeff Ecker.
It's a brand new machine for Jeff Ecker, 1927 T altered, and with a supercharged Chevy, it will be strong, I guarantee you.
Good launch. Oh!
Jeff barely goes out. Wasn't by much. I'll tell you, the Milwaukee driver has had some strong machines. He had one of the very first supercharged entries in this sport, but a slippery starting line slows him to a 216, and an even slipperier shutdown area puts him out. He won't qualify for the top 4. Jerry, coming up, a 1-run battle for the World Championship in Monster Trucks.
Monster Truck Racing, round 1. Stay with us.